In this week's episode of Weathering Parenthood, I sit down with Kerri Paizzi. Kerri is the CEO of Flavor South Florida, and we talked about all the delicious food that she gets to eat during Restaurant Month here in South Florida.
Every year it gets better, because every year new restaurants are coming on, more restaurants are coming on, and they're all they all really do put their best foot forward with these menus. It's like something they're proud of, which makes me proud,
She's also got a few other companies that she's in charge of, so we also got into how she's balancing all of that while also being a mom.
The mom guilt, it comes through because I'm out a lot. I'm out at night, I'm out at dinners, I'm doing the things, right? But I don't get it too bad because I know that I'm making those moments with him as well. Mm-hmm. As long as I'm making sure that I'm doing that, because I actually appreciate that he appreciates what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I like that he looks to me like I'm a boss bit.
Kerri, thanks for being here today.
Yes, thanks for having me.
We've had you on TV plenty of times.
Yeah, but you never got to interview me.
I know. Now it's my turn. I tell my co-anchors, they're done. Now I get to go. So we're going to start with the same two questions I ask everyone. Where are you from and how many kids do you have?
I'm originally from New York, Long Island. But I've been in Florida for the last 15 years, which is wild to me. And I have one beautiful, darling son.
How old is he?
He just turned 14 in January.
Very nice.
Yeah.
How's that been? I'm a boy mom too.
It's been. Well, we'll talk about the boy mom thing. Yeah. It's good. He's pretty chill and pretty timid, but just recently he's starting to be a little teenager-ish, and I'm like, ooh, you need to tame that? I don't know. We need to pump the brakes a little bit.
I don't know this side of you. Yeah, we're my boys are really young, but our house is just
How old are yours?
1.5 and 4.5.
Oh, they're cute little ages.
Yeah, little babies. So it's running and shouting and climbing on the backs of things that we shouldn't be and jumping from one thing to the next. And
that's so fun.
So fun.
Because they're exploring.
Yes, but also terrifying. I'm what are you going to do when you scale this and jump from the couch to the trampoline that I don't know why is in the house? Do you know what I mean? It's
oh, I remember that. I remember that
parkour.
Clearly. And they still do that when they're 14, just so in a different way.
Maybe
he's not jumping from couch to couch. Instead, he's hey, can me and my friend go here alone? I'm no. It's different, it just evolves.
Yeah, it's a different type of parkour that they're doing. Mm-hmm. So you are the CEO, the person in charge. What's your official title for Flavor South Florida and Taste the Treasure Coast?
I am CEO of all the things. So I have Flavor South Florida, which is a company, right? Mm-hmm. Taste the Treasure Coast it's just an Instagram page that not many even know exists. I just thought the Treasure Coast needed some love.
For sure.
And I own Monarch Marketing and Design, which is my marketing company. And I also, fun fact that a lot don't know, also own Monarch Music, which is a music booking company.
Oh, fun.
And they're all 3 different entities, 3 different staff, the only common denominator is me. Of all 3.
Look at you, in charge of many things.
Things, yeah.
That's awesome. Did you ever have a 9-to-5, or were you always entrepreneurial?
Yeah, no, I always did have a 9-to-5. Well, I take that back. More a 3 to 11.
Okay.
So I worked in restaurants most of my life as a teenager and in my 20s. And so when I moved to Florida, I started working at the Capitol Grill and Gardens as the assistant marketing director. So that was a 9-to-5-ish. Mm-hmm. I'm 100% not a morning person. Okay. So I feel my best time of day is now, 1 p.m., 3 p.m. That's my, all right, let's do things.
Yeah.
So a lot of my shifts wound up being 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. when I worked in the restaurants and things like that. So at Capitol Grill, I was the assistant marketing director there. Then I went and worked at Old Port Cove Yacht Club as their membership and marketing director there. After that, which was great. I met so many people. I was new to Florida. They were both fantastic job opportunities, and I'm so grateful to both of those jobs. After that, I had my son in the midst of all that. And I remember I was actually 6 months pregnant when I was at Capitol Grill, and it was season, and that was rough.
Yeah.
And I was very pregnant, and that was a time. So after that, I I took some time off to be home with him. And when he was about 18 months or so, I put him in daycare. And then I started my own marketing company at that point because I decided I wanted a little more freedom, flexibility, and to spend time with him as much as I could without, and I love to work. Like, I have to work. It's just in my DNA.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's kind of how that all played out.
And is that what Monarch is? Is that the company that you started?
Yeah, that's what that started, yeah. I started that in 2018, so I'm missing, there's a time gap there somewhere, but maybe that was when I was at the yacht club. That's probably right.
Yeah, or just your mom brain, like
something went on those 2 years. I don't know.
We all did something at some point after we have children. We just can never remember when we did it or what we were doing exactly. So let's start with Monarch then, because that seems like it came first. What is it? What does it do? What's your staff like? Talk about kind of how you started it and how it's grown to what it is today.
Yeah. So when I was working at the yacht club and at Capital Grill, I had a lot of people that come to me and they're like, "Oh, can you give me marketing advice? Can I pick your brain?" That's my favorite question. Can I pick your brain? Sure. So I couldn't. I wasn't in non-competes or anything. I could have helped people, and I did, and I do. I love to. So. But it became to a point where so many people are asking me specifically about social media marketing. And so I was like, maybe I can just do my own thing and be able to help everybody because I didn't really have the bandwidth sitting in a 9-to-5 to be able to help other people. So the reason I started my own company really was because I wanted to be able to help multiple people at once, not just one company.
Right.
So that's where we're still at to this day. And I've grown it, oh my gosh, it's almost 10 years now, 8 years now. But it's mainly social media marketing, marketing strategies, plans, like quarterly plans, email blasts, Google SEO, like anything encompassing marketing.
Yeah.
So if one of my clients is like, "Hey, I want a billboard," then I'm going to do the billboard and I'll design the billboard and I'll place the billboard and I'll get the best price for the billboard. Or I want to be on TV or I want to do this, I want to do that. Anything encompasses marketing is what we do and under that umbrella of
Very
life.
Cool. How has it evolved specifically with social media, which is like didn't exist to the extent that it does 10 to 15-ish years ago. So where like people are coming to you, I want, a social media campaign, whatever it might be. Like, how is it different back then compared to what it is now?
So it's pretty wild because in 2018, it was a lot of Facebook and you post a picture and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
Right. So now all of a sudden I have to become a video production person on Instagram making reels. And I'm like, whoa, I didn't sign up for this, but you have to keep up with the trends and the evolution. Enter AI. Now I'm doing AI training classes because instead of letting that can take my job from me, I'm utilizing it for my clients because it's
a tool.
It's a tool, right? So instead of, I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to do the AI stuff. It's scary. It's this, it's that. I'm like, but you have to learn it so you can utilize it properly and not let it take you over. So it's been every year. And then I always tell everybody the same thing about the marketing piece of it. It's like people are the algorithm and this and that. Everyone has a theory on the social media. And I'm like, unless you can get Mark Zuckerberg on the phone, like we're all just guessing.
Right.
Just trial and error. Just do what works for you and your brand. And I'm very big into just telling my clients, and it, not just restaurants, just all over the board clients that I have with Monarch. I'm like, just do what's true to you and stay with your brand. And that's it. Just do what you do best. I say the same thing to my son, actually. Do what you do and do it best.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah. So I think that's really what it comes down to. Everyone goes, oh, we're slow right now in the summer. And like they want to try these things that are off the cuff that aren't on brand for them. And I'm like, don't do that. Just keep doing what we're doing. And we're doing it the best.
Yeah. Stay true to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's always trying to like figure out. I think AI is like, everyone's like, what? It's coming for our jobs. It's coming for our jobs. I'm like you. I use it as a tool with work. Like there's certain weather things I have to like, not the forecast, but like random facts about this hurricane. Hey, Copilot, can you tell me what time hurricane this made landfall? And like, you know how much easier it is to just ask Copilot than it is to like have to like dig for some of that information. It makes it, and of course I will go double check it, but it helps to compile lists and
then you
things
get some
easier.
people that will argue that it's dumbing us down. It's thinking for us. I'm like, I don't agree with that, at all. I think just utilizing it as another tool. 'Cause
Right.
once upon a time, we didn't have Google, right? So what did we do then? It's pretty wild. And it's funny because my son is like very techie. So he's always using ChatGPT. He's always using like technology whenever he's doing much of anything, which isn't a bad thing because that's the generation and that's what it is. And if he can, capitalize on it or utilize it properly, then good for him.
Yeah, I agree. My husband's a writer, so like he does copy. And if people are like, "Are you afraid that like AI is coming after your job?" He's like, "No, I use it as a tool." And like he's understood like the way to use it as a tool. He's like, the ideas still come from me. Maybe AI helps me with, I don't know what AI helps him. I don't know how he uses AI, but like he's still the one creating the concept and the copy itself. So he's understood like, no, it's just a tool.
And that's
like,
still original.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it's still your original work.
Exactly.
And your original ideas. And like, I mean, we're all seeing all these graphics on Instagram of like everyone's using AI, ChatGPT to make flyers and stuff.
Yeah.
But the funny part of it is, depending on the prompts that you tell it,
Right.
you and I could be telling ChatGPT to make the same flyer, but they're going to look different because of the way we're describing what we're trying to create, So I don't know. It doesn't really scare me too much.
Same. Unless it like maybe becomes alive.
No.
And it like starts turning on the cameras and hearing the cameras start walking, then we maybe have a problem. But
we might, maybe not in our lifetime, but maybe for now, robots running around.
Right. For now, we're okay.
I'm not thinking it's out of the question.
So then came Flavor South Florida.
Well, yes. Okay, so
chronologically speaking of the things you're in charge of.
Chronologically speaking, Monarch Music came next.
Okay, Monarch Music. Let's go there.
So I was working with these restaurants and bars through too many companies.
Right.
Through Monarch Marketing,
Okay.
the owners would be like, "Oh, we want a band. Do you know a band?" And I would call people I knew that were in a band. I'm like, "Hey, you want to go play at this restaurant?" Like, and I'm like, "This is fun. This is fun." And then it did really well. It started doing extremely well. And they're like, "Oh, we want more bands." I'm like, "I don't know any more bands." So I reached out to this guy, Mike, who was in a band, who was also a licensed and bonded talent agent since I think he started Night Owl Entertainment in 2007. So he's been doing it a long time. And his band is called The Connected. They play a lot of like Double Rose and Maxie's lineup and over there. And they're a great band. So I called Mike and I said, "Hey, you book bands, right?" I said, "I need your help." So at which point we partnered up, and this was around it was around COVID. It was probably around 2021 or something. And we've been partners ever since. And now we book music festivals, weddings, bar bands. I think I counted recently, we have 26 venues right now from like West Palm to St. Lucie.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So like Abacoa, we just did all their whole music lineup for 4th of July weekend. That's like all of our peeps.
Oh, awesome.
So they basically come to us and just say, "Hey, this is what we want. This is the theme. This is the vibe. This is the budget." And we're like, "Okay."
We'll go find someone.
And then the Abacoa one's really cool because it's a 2-day festival. So we have like 8 bands playing.
That's fun.
It's going to be a 4th of Palooza. So
Cute.
it's all 90s.
Okay.
Oh, I haven't told anybody that.
Oh,
It
breaking news.
It hasn't been advertised yet. It's going to be really fun.
That's awesome.
So you like No Doubt. We're doing a No Doubt tribute July 4th.
Very fun. Okay, we're going to have to...
And then other bands, obviously, too. But that one I'm excited for.
We're marking this in our calendar. Everybody loves a throwback, like 90s specifically.
It's going to be a lot. The bands that we have are so good.
That's awesome.
So good. Chili Peppers, Creed. Yeah, there's a lot.
That's awesome.
It's going to be great.
That's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
You've heard it here first, everybody.
You did, for real.
So Flavor South Florida's next.
Yeah, that's
in your chronological
next.
order of things you're in charge of.
I met Brianna Beatty, whom you had on as a guest. I met her at the yacht club. She was a member there. And so I saw her pretty frequently with her family. And oh my gosh, she was pregnant with the second one, I believe, at that time.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they would come in, Clark and her and the kids and all that. And I've always been a flavored diner.
Okay.
Like I was that person where September came and my mom and I would be like, "Where are we going to eat? Where are we going to eat? Where are we going to eat?" Since I moved to Florida, because originally from New York, we had New York City Restaurant Week. So I was like, "Oh, this is amazing." then I get to meet Brianna, right? So a lot of kismet happening here. When I worked at Capitol Grill and the Yacht Club, we were participants of Flavor. So I had worked with Brianna at that point too. And now this was like, when was this? Like 2010-ish, maybe. It was a long time ago. So she was moving, as you know, and she put Flavor for sale in end of 2021, beginning of 21. And it wasn't like a public sale or anything. I think she had reached out to a bunch of people that she thought might be a good fit to run the program. And I was one of the fortunate chosen ones that she thought of. And that's how that happened.
That's awesome.
I know I still get emotional talking about it because I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she picked me to do that. You know, it was really just, I've really been having so much fun with it. And every year we're trying to like evolve it, grow it. And she is just still like, she's like the biggest cheerleader, which makes me so happy.
That's so sweet.
Because the last 2 years, she was in town for the first week of September, and I did my first Flavor Dine of the season with her for the past 2 years.
That's awesome.
September 1st. Yep.
I love that.
I know. Isn't it cute?
That's really great.
I love that.
So for people listening and they're like, what's this flavor that they're talking about? Is it chocolate? Is it vanilla? Tell everybody what Flavor of South Florida is.
Yes. So Flavor South Florida is the restaurant month for Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. We've expanded into Treasure Coast about 3 years ago. And it's when restaurants put out dining deals during September when the restaurants are the slowest, the snowbirds are gone, trying to really drive local traffic to the restaurants so they survive in these slow months, which they're very slow otherwise. And last season we had 107 restaurants participate.
Wow.
And I could probably say that this year we're going to exceed that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
how do restaurants participate?
They sign up to say, okay, we're going to put out a 3-course menu. Some do a 6-course, some do pairings and things like that. And then they give us these special menus that they make just for Flavor, just for September. And we get them onto our website. And then the diners just go to our website and look at the menus, make a reservation. It's really seamless and easy. You could just, you don't have to buy a ticket. You don't have to do anything like that. People are like, oh, do I have to sign up for it? Like diners. And I'm like, no, you just go eat in September. Just go eat.
Yeah.
Go eat.
Just show up to the restaurant.
Just show up.
And there will be a menu for them that's specific.
It'll be a special, likely the best deal of the year that you can get at any of these restaurants.
That's awesome. And then the Treasure Coast started participating.
Yeah. So what happened with that was a couple of restaurant owners in the Treasure Coast contacted me like, can we do Flavor? And I'm like, yeah, sure.
Why not?
Why not? So we rebranded it from Flavor Palm Beach to Flavor South Florida to accommodate them as well.
I love that.
Yeah, and there's so many restaurants opening up in like Stewart, Palm City, especially coming up from West Palm and Miami. I'm like, it's mind-blowing. It's actually crazy.
And I'm sure it's really nice you mentioned New York City Restaurant Week. Is that what they call it? Like everybody who's moved here over the course of the past few years is probably and mostly from New York. And now it's like a way for them to experience kind of something that they got to do up north.
Well,
now
it's
down
cool
here.
because like Lauderdale does their incentive program also in September. Miami does Miami Spice in September. So if you looked at a map in September, and they're all individually run programs, like mine, then Lauderdale, then Miami Spice. But if you look on a map, so from like St. Lucie County all the way down to Miami, I counted last season collectively, it was like 500 or 600 restaurants that were participating in our state on the East Coast, just right down. It's wild.
That's pretty awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the most active part of hurricane season, but pending we are not blown away, go eat at a restaurant.
Well,
you know?
I got so panicked last August. We were having really bad. We always have like our little kickoff party to start Flavor. And I texted Sam, and I was Kerrigan. And I was, for people, I'm like,
she's our anchor.
She's our anchor. She's my anchor.
She's Kerri's personal anchor.
So I texted her, I said, Sam, can you text Lauren and ask her if it's going to rain today? I really thought happened.
Well, now you have my number. So like if you have events, you text me.
I'm going to panic. But actually, it's funny because with the music company, I'll show you my weather app. You might be maybe you'll be impressed with it.
Okay.
Because I pay for it. And it's like it's like really I like to think it's very advanced because with the music, sometimes with the bands are playing outside, I'm like, we got to make a call. And everyone's calling me constantly, like, what's the weather? Like, I'm the weather girl. And they're like, what's the weather going to be? What's the weather going to be? I'm like, let me check my handy app and I'll tell you. And it's 90% of the time, it's pretty accurate.
Okay, that's great.
It's pretty good.
We'll have to look after. But yeah, if you ever need, if you're in a crisis,
I will definitely keep that in mind.
keep that in mind.
And it's funny because I'll say like, oh, there's a 30% chance that it might rain at 2:00, but only for 16 minutes. And then they're like, what does that even mean? I'm like, I don't know, but that's what it says.
Right.
So, like,
it means that you're
30%
fine
might-
for something that starts at 5:00 at night.
It might.
If you're building the
Right.
stage, you might get a little wet.
Exactly.
But once it starts later, you're good to go.
Exactly. See,
Yeah.
I understand what's going on with
Right.
the weather.
Good for you. We're
I
like
got
this. Yeah, we're the same. You can come do my job.
I got you.
I can go around and eat at places. Like you'd be great at this.
We should swap one day.
I would love that.
That would be fun.
That'd be really cool.
Oh, I agree. I saw Tyler Cameron one day took over your weather thing.
Yes, he comes on the show to
Weather.
talk about his foundation, and we always let him go to the weather wall. And
I want to do the
I
weather
just
one day.
come whenever you want.
Can we?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna like equate it to like food. I'm gonna somehow like.
We can pun it,
Do
100%.
you watch? Do you follow Adam, the weather guy, on Instagram?
Yep.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he's great.
He's so funny.
So instead of music and
Right.
song lyrics, you're gonna do food.
I'm gonna do
We'll start
food.
planning this.
I like this.
It'll be really fun. Great content.
It's like it's like my dream job.
Yeah.
Come true.
Come and do it. Take your app.
I'm excited.
Get the
Obsessed
food.
already.
We'll figure something out. We'll get
It's
something
like,
going.
and in Chicago, it's raining cheeseburgers right now.
Exactly.
See?
There's
Boom.
This is actually really funny. There's a meteorologist. Her name is Stephanie Abrams. She works for the Weather Channel. She always does she explains to her viewers that the atmosphere is like a hamburger because the atmosphere is in fact made up of different layers. We don't just look at 10 feet up or 100 feet up. Like we're looking at, so we have all these layers and think about a hamburger. It's layered with tons of stuff. So that's the way she describes like the atmosphere to
Interesting.
viewers. It's brilliant.
I also,
The best way to think about it.
I mean, I'm going to keep talking about the weather now because
Go ahead.
I am a little weather nerd.
Let's do it.
Like the clouds, like I remember very specifically learning about them in like elementary school, like the different types of clouds. So now my son comes home with science homework and he's doing this whole cloud thing. And I'm like, do you
need help with your homework?
I'm like, do you know what kind of cloud that is? And we're just driving along. He's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I just look at the clouds. And
Just trying to
if you look on my Instagram, my bio in the top of it, it says, what does it say? It says, always look up, the sky never looks the same twice.
Oh, I like that.
But it's true.
You're so right.
It never looks the same twice. And like, I'm always finding myself looking up, whether it's at the clouds or just the sky color or whatever, the sun, the stars. Like I'm fascinated at looking up at the sky.
That's so cool.
It's so weird and random.
No, it's not. It's very on theme with our weathering.
But like,
parenthood
I'm
podcast.
obsessed.
It's my job is a hobby. I literally have a hobby for a job.
Isn't it fun?
It's great. It's my favorite thing.
So we could talk about clouds all day if you'd like.
We'll have you come back for part 2 and we'll just do just a whole cloud science lesson for everybody that's
That would be fun.
sitting around.
I would enjoy that.
It would be really great. Yeah, my wedding planner to this day, I got married almost 7 years ago. She'll text me like, we have a great relationship. She's like, I have a wedding. Like, do I need to tent the wedding? And I'm like, yes or no, depending on like the weather that day.
Yeah.
She's like, I told you I'm going to keep asking you. I go, anytime. Like, that's what I'm here for.
Funny.
Sometimes you gotta tent the weather. So Flavor South Florida is all of the Treasure Coast counties and Palm Beach County, but Taste of the Treasure Coast is just an Instagram account that you specifically made just to kind of highlight restaurants, I guess year round across the Treasure Coast.
If I'm going to be honest.
'Kay.
So when we piloted the Treasure Coast, we piloted it 3 years ago and it was called Flavor Martin for 1 year.
Okay.
Nobody paid attention because nobody paid attention. Anyway, so that was in October. So we did September. I was like, all right, we'll do September Palm Beach, and then October will be Martin, and that'll be that. Well, what happened was, I think, number one, so many people are used to it being September. So by the time October came, I was like, and my team and I, by the way, were also burnt out by then. So
Yeah.
it was like starting it all over again. I'm like, we can't do this. This is nuts. So we moved it into September with Palm Beach. And honestly, it's like, it was a really great decision because it gets all the traction, all the exposure. Like, it should all be treated as one because, I mean, there's plenty of people that drive from Jupiter to Stewart to go eat dinner. You know, so it should all be in the same month. And so the Taste the Treasure Coast Instagram, that is now a thing. Used to be Flavor Martin Instagram, but I changed the name when I got rid of that. So
Okay.
that's where that came from.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Expanding and growing.
And I was like, what am I going to do with this Instagram? Now we got all those followers here. And so I just figured the Treasure Coast needed some love, and that was that.
I think it's great because a lot of people are moving there too.
Oh, yeah.
They're coming down. They're like, it's too full down south.
It's full everywhere.
So we got to start making our way north. And it's like booming up across.
It is.
Lucy County
And
right
like
now.
even like into Indiantown, I'm seeing a lot of properties pop up because that's still like Martin County School District, which so that makes sense. And then it's not, if you don't care about being on the beach, then who cares?
Right.
You know? And Martin County taxes are cheaper than Palm Beach. I mean, it's wild. It's just people, like, it's a good place to live.
It's great.
Why wouldn't you want to live here?
You're a pre-COVID mover. So
Oh, yeah.
like I'm originally from down here. So like seeing the growth and like what it's become over the course of the last
I used
6,
to
7 years
visit
is
here
crazy.
in 95, 96, and so when I was little, and my grandfather lived here. So, and my aunt and my uncle still live here in Boynton Beach. And so I came down here a lot. I spent summers here as a teenager. So I always liked it here. I always wanted to live here. I always wanted to live here. I remember being 16 and I'm like, I'm going to college in Florida. Like, I didn't want to doing that, but I knew ultimately I was like, no, this is where I want to be here. Like, there was just no debating it. And I go back to New York a bit and visit, but we went up in December. I took my son to the tree and all that, and it was really cold. And then that weekend we were there, we got snow, and it snowed like 3 feet, 4 feet.
Wow.
And he had never seen that before, aside from when we went skiing, which that's not like real snow coming out of the sky. So we woke up, we were at my friend's house on Long Island, and I woke up and I looked outside. I'm like, oh my, can I curse?
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. So I opened it up. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to show him this. And I was really excited because it was all coated and snow everywhere. And I woke him up. And I said, Jack, you got to look outside. And he looks outside and he couldn't believe, his eyes were like, whoa. Aww. Then he ran out into the snow. He's not even wearing the appropriate snow clothes because he doesn't know any better. He's born in Florida.
Right.
So I'm like, you're going to get soaked. I'm like, whatever. You know what? There's a dryer. Just go. That's just fine. Do whatever you want to do. And he's out there for like an hour, just like
that's really
trying
sweet.
to build a snowman. And it was the littlest snowman. I'm like, okay, well, I'll teach you one day how to build a snowman.
That's really cute. How old was he?
It was this last December.
Oh, wow.
It was recently.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was so funny. So that was the first time he actually experienced like the whole snowfall.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll go up there, and usually we go in the winter, and then in the summer we go for maybe a week or so.
Yeah.
But
escape the
I wouldn't move back.
Heat. You know, it's pretty great here.
It is pretty great here.
It's pretty it's
we
a
got
cool
food,
place to be.
we got beach, we've got all the things, and beautiful clouds in the sky.
So this is going to be a tough question. Your Instagram is mostly like delicious looking food. Do you have like a favorite thing you've eaten, or is there like one
really
year?
hard.
I know. Is there like a year of flavor that like stands out because this one dish was offered and it was like the greatest thing you've ever tasted?
Every year, the menu, every year it gets better. Like, because every year new restaurants are coming on, more restaurants are coming on, and they're all like, they all really do put their best foot forward with these menus. Like, it's like something they're proud of, which makes me proud, you know? And so I had a contest last season, how diners were doing it again this season. It's called Eat, Check, Repeat, how many restaurants you can eat at during flavor. And then people mailed me in their checklist that I had on our website. I still have it up there, I think. And somebody got 28 restaurants in 30 days. They had sent me their receipts too to prove that they actually did it.
That's so impressive.
And then the runners up were 27, 26, 25. I was like, whoa. So they were taking this very seriously, which I'm excited about. So that all being said, I think I totaled mine up in last September between lunch and dinner. I had 43 restaurants in 30 days.
Wow, that's impressive.
That was like every single day, twice a day.
Yeah.
No, not quite, but it was a lot. And so to answer your question, no, I eat too much good food that I can't pick a favorite. That's why I have one child, because I couldn't pick a favorite child, you know?
Yeah.
It depends on my mood. It depends. Like, we have such great chefs here. We have a really incredible culinary scene. So it's like, where am I going tonight? Seahawk Prime.
Okay.
By David Burke, the new place. Mm-hmm. So like, I know that's going to be amazing. And then the other night I went to Tutumari last week. That was awesome. I had this really awesome, like great eggplant stack. And then those are just the new ones, you know?
Yeah.
Then there's my regular go-tos that I'm always like, you just can't, where's your favorite restaurant around here? Because you can unbiasedly, you can say that.
Ooh.
I can't say it's hard.
That is really, really, really hard. I don't know. I have to think on
Depends
that.
on your mood.
Yes. Depends on like what I'm in. Like, do
I love
want
sushi.
Yes. So sushi's like one of my favorite things. It's like, do I want sushi tonight or do I want like pizza or do I want a steak? Like what is like, it depends on
Oh, I also went to Arthur and Sons last
what
week.
we're feeling.
That's a new place in Jupiter.
I've heard
Italian.
very good things.
We ordered their chicken parm, which is what they're like known for, and that was like the biggest chicken parm
like
I've
the
ever seen. It
size
was
of
the size of my head, yeah.
That's so
and
fun.
that was delicious. And right next door to Arthur's is my favorite little like, it's like a hidden gem called Rembar,
Okay.
and they have this dish there. It's they have a filet burrata, so they get bread by Johnny, sourdough bread. Then they toast it, and then they put burrata on top of it. Then on top of that, they put a sliced filet mignon. It is like to die for, and it's a wine bar, so it's like moody. It's like really a cool, vibey place. And I feel like a lot of people don't know about it, so I like that. I like going to like a cool, vibey place with amazing food. And
Here's a favorite food I've eaten, and it reminds me of that. So there was I went to school at the University of Florida. When I was there was a new sushi place that opened. It was called Dragonfly. Pretty sure it's still there. I've been there like recently-ish. I think it was better back then when it first opened than compared to where it is now, but it's still very good. And I remember they had this roll. It was called the black and blue roll. I think it still exists. And it was a sushi roll with steak and like blue cheese and like something else. And then it was like topped with like a wasabi cream sauce thing.
that sounds really good.
It was incredible.
And different. I like different. I like to try different. You know? So it's funny you said that because last night I went to a restaurant in Stewart called Hudson's on the River and I got their surf and turf roll. So it was just that. It was lobster on the inside. It was like a wagyu on top with a truffle like dollop. It was really good.
So good.
Really good.
Shout out to Dragonfly for making that roll. I don't know. What year is it? 2022?
20 years ago.
10, 15 years ago when I went. Like it had like just opened and it was like, this roll is, what a concept.
Can I just say out loud, I need Celsius to sponsor Flavor this year because, you know, they should. All I do is live on it, drink it. And
This is how Kerri gets through her interviews, you guys.
I do, for real. So I live on it. And I'm like, everyone's like, is Celsius sponsoring you? I'm like, no, they should be. And they're in Boca.
They are in Boca.
So anybody knows anybody with Celsius, let me know.
That's what we bring people on here for. We'll find someone. Someone's listening and they're like, oh, I know a Celsius person.
Can I give you a weird pro tip though?
Yeah.
So remember vodka Red Bull?
Yeah.
Okay, that's so like 1999.
Uh-huh.
So what I do is I do Celsius orange with tequila.
Ooh, yum.
Oh my gosh, it's the best drink ever.
That could be like a branded thing you guys do during
Yeah,
Flavor
if
Week.
Celsius wants to sponsor, let's
There you
go.
go.
Let's make
some of
my
the restaurants
favorite
are going to have to like.
keep everybody in the whole county awake.
There you go. No one's going to sleep. That's what they're serving at lunch to get you through the rest of your day.
I mean, it's not bad.
Do you have like a favorite part of running Monarch or Flavor South Florida, or is there like?
Yeah, no, I do. I think my favorite part is meeting people, like period, the end, and getting to know people just in general, and also connecting people. I like being like I feel like sometimes I'm a business like matchmaker because I will usually be able to put something together. Like, so now like leaving here today, I'll be able to think of somebody's going to pop in my head and I'll be like, oh my gosh, she would be so good to go on Lauren's podcast. You know, so I'm like, I feel like I'm really good at doing that. And I like going to events. I like just learning people. Like I genuinely like having a good conversation with somebody, and I really enjoy that because I think, contrary to belief, I think I'm actually an introvert. But so I usually will be, if I'm in like a group set, I don't think I'm usually unless I'm drinking my tequila Celsius. I'm usually not the chattiest one or the loudest one in the situation, but I'm usually taking it all in and just thinking and trying to help. I just instinctively like to help people. So it's like one of those things.
That's great.
And I think what my son said to me a couple of years ago, because he was little and it was really cute. I said, do you know what I do for work? And he said, you help people. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. I do help people.
Touching.
But when you look at it like that, I'm like, oh, wow, he's kind of right, though.
Yeah.
Because I am trying to help their business, right?
Yeah.
And so when he said it, and he was probably like 8 or so at the time, or 9 or whatever. But he said it so profoundly and where it just stayed in my head. And I was like, oh, I do.
That's really cute.
It was cool. It was really cool. They said that.
It's always cool to see like what they interpret your job as.
I know.
My son's like, Mom does the weather. I'm like, yes, I do. I do the weather.
Yeah, you do the weather.
Yeah, like he knows. He's like, Mommy made the cloud. I'm like, not that quite. But anything weather related, he's like, yeah, Mommy did that.
I can see this thunderstorm. Mommy did that.
Yeah, I did. You were not behaving, so I made you come inside and I created a thunderstorm.
That's hilarious.
We talked a little bit in the beginning about kind of the flexibility that some of this has offered you, especially like when you wanted to start your own marketing when your son was very little. Now that he's 14 and, you're still working, but it's still, you're able to kind of make your own schedule. How has that flexibility kind of been able to benefit you with raising your son?
It's a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. It's a lot sometimes because I try really consciously, really hard to make sure that I'm giving everything the appropriate attention it deserves, which is hard, right? Because I've got the 3 companies, my son, my dog. We didn't even talk about her. But, and just and friendships and relationships in general. It's like, I like routine. I like a schedule. So like on Sundays, I'm like 99% of the time, like I'm with my son, I'm home, we're doing nothing together, or we're doing something, or we go in the pool, or we're watching a movie, like whatever. That's just our time, right? Sundays, I usually like, that's it. We're just, that period. And like this weekend, we went to Tampa. I took them to the Yankee game. Nice. They lost, but whatever. We still had a really great time.
There were snacks.
There were lots. Jack had popcorn and cotton candy and peanuts and all that.
If they won.
And it was nice because he looked at me. He's like, he said like in the car ride back, he's like, I had a really great time. Thank you so much for taking me. So like, I know that he appreciates the moments like that, which is awesome. And we go to Universal a lot together. And for me, because I move at such a fast pace, I have to usually take myself out of the situation to actually devote that attention to him appropriately, So, and I'm aware of that, right? And then like my mom, like we do Pilates together every Monday. So it's like, I feel like as long as I can designate like, okay, I know I'm making this time, because they're all relationships at the end of the day and you have to cultivate them. And then my music booking partner, I have a call with him just about every morning around 9 or 10 a.m. for 30 minutes. That's that. And then I have my call every Tuesday with my flavor team and so forth, and with the Monarch team. And it's like, I think it's just about like cultivating those relationships. But like the mom guilt, I mean, it comes through because I'm out a lot. I'm out at night. I'm out at dinners. I'm doing the things, right? But I don't get it too bad because I know that I'm making those moments with him as well. As long as I'm like making sure that I'm doing that, because I actually appreciate that he appreciates what I'm doing. I like that he looks to me like I'm a boss bitch. Like I think he does. Look, like I think he's really proud of me. When I go on the news or when I was on the magazine cover, and he's proud of me. And I want to teach him, like, I always tell him, like, when he's like, oh, can we go do this or travel here or do that? And I'm like, well, I have to work to make money to do these cool things. So I always teach him, like, I'm trying also in his teen years, teach him, like, if you work hard, you can do whatever you want, So I like that I'm a hard worker and he sees that more than me saying, oh, I work too much and I have mom guilt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's good. I think it teaches him, like, to be a hard worker and just a good human in general. Like,
Yeah.
he knows that's, like, my biggest concern. I'm like, just be a good human.
Yeah.
That's
That's a good way to look at it. Because I know
Yeah.
like mom guilt exists. Like we all are like,
Yeah. And like I said, I get it from time to time, but like, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad.
that's great.
Because everything I really do at the end of the day, I do for him.
Right.
And or to teach him. So it's like, ultimately, he's like, I want to go to Japan. I'm like, okay, cool. Me
Well, mom
too.
has to go to 1,000 dinners then in order for us to go to Japan.
So, but,
Right.
you know, but he knows that.
That's
which is
great.
nice.
Yeah.
That it doesn't just appear and come and happen. Like, it takes hard work.
That's
So,
good.
yeah.
I'm sure that'll give him like really great work ethic too. Like
Yeah.
as he's getting older and kind of understanding like, wow, my mom works so hard, but like look at the life she's giving us because
Yeah.
of all the things that she does.
I think so.
That's
He's
great.
pretty smart, and he's pretty, what's the word? Like, I think he really does appreciate, because I've told him ever since he's little, I'm like, I will give you, buy you, do whatever you want. The second you're ungrateful, done.
Yeah.
You're done. So that's the New Yorker in me. I'm like, you're done.
Good for you.
But that's really how I feel.
Yeah.
You know, right now he's got all A's and B's, and he's like, so, well, I said, I'm like, all right, well, a couple of weeks, keep the grades up. We'll go to Universal.
Yeah.
If you don't, we're not going.
Yeah. Fair.
So,
Simple as that.
and he always says thank you.
That's great.
Always, without me even
important.
telling him to. That's the most important thing to me with him.
You're raising a good
Like,
kid.
just be grateful.
Yeah. I like to end each episode by sharing a high and low from a parenting for the week. I call it a sun and a storm because weather,
Yeah.
obviously. So I'm going to share mine first, and that way you can like think about what you would want to say, and then we'll let you share yours. We'll start with the storm. It's that my youngest has really bad diaper rash right now, which seems like minor, but like, damn. Sometimes like you can put 1,000 layers of diaper cream on your kid's butt and like you got to go prescription, and that's the only thing that's going to fix it.
I just had a flashback. Triple paste? That's a thing, right?
I don't know what that is.
Try it. I think that's the diaper rash. That's like the holy grail one.
Okay.
Triple paste. Write it
This is
down.
why we have a notebook, you guys, because we
down.
write stuff down.
Because if I recall, it's a white and blue container, and that was the only thing that worked on my son.
Okay. We have one. It's like a pink diaper cream. It works really, really well. Of course, I forgot to send it with him to daycare today. But yeah, that's the... Nah. And like he woke up last night after we put him to sleep, which he like hasn't done in months. And my husband's like, maybe his butt hurts. I'm like, poor baby.
Wait, how old is he?
18
year?
months.
So before you tell me your son, I'm just going to tell you. So I worked at a daycare center when I was like 20 or so in New York. And I had 4 kids in my class, and they were all 18 months.
Oh, it's such a fun age.
And I was like, they were the best age. I had them eating at the same time, sleeping at the same time, like everything. And they were the cutest little, like 18 months was, nobody wanted that class. Everyone's like, all right, who wants 18 months? I'm like, me, I do.
It's the best age.
I love that age.
Like the stuff he's like trying to
if you ever
say.
need a babysitter, let me do it.
Okay.
I'm down.
I will give you
Doing it.
weather things and you will come watch my kid.
Yeah,
And
I'll just come hang with your children.
Perfect.
Like, they're so, okay, go ahead, carry on.
No, you're good.
But yeah, I wanted like 4 kids at some point. I wanted a daughter. I wanted 4 kids. I mean, there was a lot of, but boom, here we are. But yeah, that was a good time with the daycare center. I went to school for elementary education and
Oh,
child
really?
psychology. Yeah, I probably should have told you that before, but
It's fine. Well, we can re-edit if we have to.
yeah. I did do that. And that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a kindergarten teacher growing up. And I don't know what happened there. I think I found my passions elsewhere, and when I moved here, sadly, it wasn't a big paying job. So
Yeah.
teachers are very, very, very underpaid, in my opinion. So
We talk about that a lot on TV. On
Yeah.
like our newscasts and stuff. It's always a story of pay raises and fighting to get them their pay raises. And yeah.
I did through the marketing company, I did a political ad campaign a couple of years ago, and I don't ever publicize when I do political campaigns because I don't do that.
Yeah.
With the politics situation. But it was 2018, and the Martin County teachers were trying to get a raise, and we won, and we got the raise.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good for you.
That was a good time, too.
Look at you. That's awesome.
I know I do weird things people don't even know about.
We all do weird things
But
we don't know about.
I wanted to help the teachers. There we go,
Yeah.
helping people again. you know?
Yeah. My son. I guess the positive from this week, I know, I feel like if I say what I want to say, I'm going to jinx us.
Do it.
We had like a birthday party over the weekend, and my friend texted me, and she's like, so my son woke up this morning with hand, foot, and mouth disease,
Ugh.
which is like
That's the worst.
the worst.
The absolute worst.
And she's like, I'm so sorry for patient 0. And I think I don't think we have it. So that's my son, is that I think we might have dodged.
Whew.
But now that like I'm saying it, like maybe tomorrow but I don't know. I've said like
No,
jinxing things before and like we're fine. So I think my son is that we have dodged that. So, yeah.
Okay. So what are mine? Okay. So my storm this week.
And it also doesn't have to be parent related. You can make it like work or whatever, personal, whatever you want. Like if your son was a perfect angel.
I mean, in my head, he kind of is. He was a little bratty, and he said the F word to me the other day.
Whoa.
Yeah. He said, I can't effing believe you made me do that or something, because I had him like clean to something in the house or whatever. And he was just in a mood, and he was like, can't effing believe. And I was like, don't you dare. I was like, I will actually like put soap in your mouth. Like, I really won't, but at least I threatened.
You got to put the fear in him that he.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think that's a thing anymore. I don't think you're allowed to put soap in the kid's mouth anymore.
No, you can't
That's
do.
bad.
Yeah.
Probably edit that out. First. But anyway, so he used the F word. So it's so crazy though with him. Like he's never really been punished. I'm like you're grounded. He's like, and what does that mean? I'm like, I don't even know. I don't know. What do I do? The worst thing ever, and I can't remember what it was he did. Because he doesn't do bad things. He probably got a bad grades or something, whatever. And he's got all these like games. Like he's got the NES, he's got the Switch, he's got all the things. So instead of taking them away, I was so mad. This was like 2 years ago. And I went in his room. I said, well, then fine, I'll show you. And I very calmly took the TV off his wall. I just took it right off the wall.
It's amazing.
And because it's like cling, cling.
Yeah.
And he looked at me like, oh,
she can do that.
I can't believe she just took. I'm like, he goes, are you going to take my games? I said, no, I'm not. And he looks at me and he's like, now he's frightened because when I'm quiet, and it's like when he's like terrified the most. So I looked at him, I go, no, I'm not going to take your games away. And I very calmly walked into his room and went, boom. And he was like mortified.
Good for you.
But anyway, I do have a son. The son this week, was that he just got accepted to a charter private school that we were hoping to get into.
Oh, congrats.
And for privacy purposes, because I'm a weirdo, I won't say which one.
You don't, yeah.
But he, it's like such a great school. It's lottery. You have to apply, and it's based on your grades. And I really didn't think he was going to get in. And we got the letter the other day that he got in, so I'm like pretty psyched about that.
That's amazing. Congrats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then he could do dual enrollment for college classes there too. So that's pretty awesome.
That's so great. I love that. Congrats to him. Congrats to you.
Thanks. Yeah, more wins than losses. So.
Yeah. There's always going to be a couple losses.
Except if you're the Yankees.
Right. Then they lose. Thanks for being here today. This was so great.
Yeah.
We're going to put all of your information and Flavor South Florida and Monarch and Treasure Coast and all the things in the show notes so that if people want to connect with you or follow along when September comes around and they're looking for a good place to go eat, they know where to go.
Exactly where they need to look.
Yeah, it's the best.
I have a fun story for you before we sign off.
Let's do it.
So my son, I was waiting to tell you this because it's a funny story. My son is actually like fascinated by you.
Oh, thank you.
Do you want to know why?
Oh, I don't know.
So you and Jack have one thing in common.
He likes to solve Rubik's Cubes?
Yep.
Okay.
Wow, that was good. I almost brought you one too today because I was going to make
We
you
should
do
have
it.
one in here. I think I might have also like mentioned one time to like our creative services department, like we need to get like a station one.
You
And,
need
like,
one for real.
Yeah.
Because I remember he was trying really, really hard to try to solve it.
Okay.
And this is a while ago. And then somewhere days later, I saw you on your Instagram doing this on air that you solved it. And I was like, and you did it really fast too. While you were telling the weather, you were like, do. And I looked at Jack and I'm like, look at Lauren doing the Rubik's Cube. And he was like, oh, I wish I could do it as fast as she could. So because of your video, he practiced and practiced. And now you guys should have a competition.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But I can only do it in like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Like you see
You did it
videos
fast.
You see like videos of people doing it and they're doing it in like 5 seconds. Like I'm not that
That's crazy.
level. For people wondering like what on earth she's talking about, I solved a Rubik's Cube one time while giving the weather forecast on air.
Yeah.
Which was very fun.
Fascinating.
Oh, I'm honored. Tell him I said hi.
Yeah, I certainly will.
And,
I mean, I can't do Rubik's Cube for anything. I've tried. I can't.
They're
Maybe
hard.
you guys can
but
teach
once you like kind of figure out like the patterns and stuff, like they're
I
very
don't know.
doable.
I don't know.
You'll get there.
We'll leave on that note. I'm going to go try my best.
I believe in you. Thanks for being here. This was so great. Thank you all for listening and watching, and we will see you next week.